15, which is slightly different from the questions that we have done so far. You must need to understand one thing, that you need to comprehend the question, break the question, analyze the question, understand what question is trying to communicate to you instead of focusing only on the solution. Don't think about solution. First, break up the question, divide the question, analyze it, see what it says. Divide 28,730 rupees between A and B. So basically I have 28,730 rupees. I want to divide between two people, who A and B. So there are two people contenders, A and B. So divide 28,730 rupees between A and B, so that when their shares are let out at 10%, now I don't know what will be the share of A, so I call it, let it be P1, principal. Let he receives rupees X. Now out of 28,730, if you receive X, how much B will receive? Of course, sir. If 200 rupees is divided between A and B, if A get 120, how much B will get? So 200 minus 120, so that is 80. So if I tell you, if A will get X, how much B will get? So B will get 200 minus X, 200 minus this. Out of the total, this is the total money, A gets X, so B will get, how much B will get? So B will get 28,730 rupees minus X. This is what B will get. I have divided 28,730 into two parts. A will get X, so B will get 28,730 minus X. What rate? They are let out at 10%. Even this money is let out at 10%. Further, let us see what is the information. Divide 28,730 between A and B, so that when their shares are lent out at 10% compound interest compounded per year, the amount A receives in 3 years. Time horizon 3 years. So the amount that A receives in 3 years is the same as what B receives in 5 years. Time horizon 5 years. So what is the amount that A is going to receive? Sir, A will receive P1 1 plus R upon 100 raised to 3. What about B? How much he will receive? So he will receive P2 1 plus R. R is how much? 10% upon 100 raised to 5. Even this is, of course, very simple. Principal is available. Don't look there. See here. Rate is available. Time is available. So what will be the amount? So amount will be P1 plus R upon 100. Same thing for B also. Principal, rate, time, everything available. So that means what they mean to say is, this is equal to this. And if that is so, how do we solve it? So P1 is nothing but X. So X 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to 3 is equal to P2. Now what is the value of P2? So P2 is 28,730. 28,730 minus X into 1 plus 10. Of course, yes, same thing. 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to 5. So this is my equation. Now what I am doing is, I am shifting this in a different way. Altogether we are doing the whole sum all over again. How? So the total money 28,730 divided between A and B. This is A, this is B. How much A is getting? Let amount A got B X. What about B? So let B get P2, because I cannot call it principals, I'm calling 1 and 2. So it will be 28,730 minus X. What was the rate? So this was at 10% and it was for 3 years. What about this? So this was rate same 10% per annum, but the time period was 5 years. What about the amount? So amount what A got is same as amount what B got. So A1 was equal to A2. That means amount that A got is same as amount what B got. So I can write AA and AB. So now how do we find out what is the amount? See, formula is P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. You know na guys, the formula is AP 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. What is P? P is X. 1 plus 10 upon 100 raised to 3. What about here? 28,730 minus X, that is P. 1 plus R upon 100 raised to 5. How do we go about? Cancel, cancel. So this is X 11 upon 10 raised to 3 equals to 28730 minus X. So even this will be 11 upon 10 raised to 5. Here it is 3, something like this, A cube, and there it is A raised to 5. Whatever. What do we do? So this will get cancelled and we will be left with A square. Because A raised to 5 is nothing but A raised to 3 into A square. So this will get cancelled. So what I mean to say is, if this is 3, this 3 will get cancelled and we are left with 2. So here we have X equals to 28,730 minus X multiply by 11 square 121, 10 square 100. Sir, I did not understand this step. How you got 3 and how you got 2 over here? It is as simple as that. If you have something multiplied by 11 upon 10 cube equals to something multiplied by 11 upon 10 raised to 5. So how many times you are going to write this? So 11 into 11 into 11 upon 10 into 10 into 10. All right. And how many times you are going to write 11 into 11 into 11 into 11 into 11 upon 10 into 10 into 10 into 10 into 10. So sir, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. How many are left? 2. Exactly, that is what I have wrote. But in reality, we never do all these things. This is all time consuming and this is something a clerical work. A smart work would be if you have something 10 raised to A raised to 5 and over here you have 7 A raised to 5 and over here you have 9 A raised to 3. The simple thing is A raised to 3 will get erased and you will be substituted by A square. Because A raised to 5 is nothing but A raised to 3 into A square. So of course, yes. We know that in case if you have something like this, then this can be cancelled. We are left with this. 100 will go here. So it becomes 100x equals to 121. 28730 minus x. Can we multiply? Yes, sir. 100x equals to this multiply by this. I am not going to actually multiply. 28730 minus 121. 121x. Can we bring this 121 on this side? Yes, sir. 100x plus 121x will become 121 multiplied by 28730. What to do next? So this becomes 221x equals to 121 multiplied by 28730. Superb, smart. Absolutely. We are just about to complete our question. We have to find the value of x. How do we find the value of x? Sir, x becomes 121 multiplied by 28730 divided by 221. There is no need for you to multiply this two. There is no need for you to multiply this two, sorry, and you cannot even divide also. Let's hunt for this. 221. Most likely you try in 13. It will go in 13. 221 multiplied by 13. You can check it out. 221 into 10 would be 2210. 221 into 3 would be 3782. 2873, yes sir. So 1s are and 13s are. So 130. Therefore x equals to rupees. You just have to multiply 121 into 130. My way is little different, slightly different to multiply. I will show you. 121 is nothing but 11 into 11 into 130. This into this, 1430 into 11. 143, 14 and 3, 70, 7, 1, 1573. It's going to be 15730. That's my technique of multiplying. You can adopt your own technique of multiplication and get your own answer. So I got the value of x that was applicable for A. So how much A will get? Sir, A will get how much? A will receive rupees 15730. What about B? B will get 28,730 minus 15730. 730 minus this, rupees 13,000. My dear friend, this question was very simple, but it offered you a linear equation. You know that this, all these things is basically I'm using the formula for A. A1 plus R upon 100. You must practice this question, and I am doing the next question also. That is question number 16. Question number 16 is again the same type of question. Let us handle this question a little more smartly. Question number 16. A sum of rupees 44,200 is divided between John and Smith. In the previous question we did, it was a division between A and B. This time 44,200. So we have 44,200 to be divided between John and, so I am writing over here John. So the division is between John and Smith. So we have Smith over here. How much each will get? P1, P2. No clue about who is going to get how much. Let us say John get rupees X and Smith get 44200 minus X. Remember my dear friends, it is not necessary that you have to take John only X. You can take Smith also as X and John would be 44,200 minus X. With respect to which person you should be taking X, I will be sharing with you a nice clue which will help you reduce your calculation work and you will get your answer in a very short span of time. So the number of multiplication operation, division operation will get minimized, they will get reduced. I will tell you the clue little later at the end of the sum. I will tell you what clue you should adopt while making the assumption as who is going to get how much. Let's read it further. They say that a sum of rupees 44,200 is to be divided between John and Smith, 12 years and 14 years old respectively. Who is 12-year-old? John, little boy, 12-year-old. Smith, in his teens, 14-year-old. The money is to be divided between them. John is 12-year-old, Smith is 14-year-old. Respectively, in such a way that if their portion is invested, so we need to invest this money at 10% per annum compounded interest, 10% per annum compound interest. So 10% compound interest. So they say that a sum of rupees 44,200 is divided between John and Smith, 12 years and 14 years old respectively, in such a way that if their share is invested at 10% per annum compounded interest, they will receive equal amount on reaching 16 years of their age. So the money will be equal when they turn 16-year-old. So what will be the time period in your opinion? Sir, I want to become 16. John. So John will take 4 years. How, sir? Simple. 16 minus 12. So 4 years. Absolutely right. What about Smith? Sir, the time period would be 16 minus 14. So after 2 years, he will become 60. So the amount received by John will be same as amount received by Smith. Can you place the formula for amount? Yes, sir. What is the formula? A equals to P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N. So for John, P would be X. 1 plus R upon 100 raised to 4. Here it's going to be 44,200 minus X. 1 plus R upon, now R is 10 upon 100 raised to 2. How do you go about? So this is 4, this is 2. So cancel this minimum number 2. So the balance would be 2. It's not that 2 2s are 2. It is a raised to 4 equals to a square into 7. So basically a raised to 4 is nothing but a square into a square. So a square into 7. For that reason it is getting cancelled. If this would be 5, yet it will get cancelled, but the remaining answer would be A3. What we have to do is we have to subtract the smaller number from the higher number. So the smaller number is 2 and the higher number is 4. So you have to subtract that from power to power. So what will happen? Of course, yes. When you subtract 2 from 4, we are left with 1 plus 10 upon 100 square. And over here, 44,200 minus x, anything raised to 0, because this 2 has been subtracted, will become 1. So this is nothing. Whether you write or you don't write will not make any material impact. 0 cancels. 0, x into, this will be 10 plus 1, 11 upon 10 square equals to 44,200 minus x. So basically x into 121 upon 100 will be equal to 44,200 minus x. 100 goes that side. 121x equals to 100, 44,200 minus x. Can you open the bracket? Yes, sir. So 121x equals to this into this, 44,200 multiplied by 100 minus 100x. Can we shift this 100 on this side? Yes, sir. It's going to become 221x equals to 44200 into 100. So x will be 44200 into 100 upon 221. This is 1 this is 2 So x will be rupees 20,000. Since you got the value of x, you can also find the value of Smith. Now, as I told you, I am going to share with you something very interesting and important. Okay, which way you should assume x. So you know what? Whichever way the time is higher. Now time over here is 4. Time over here is 2. Time is higher over here. So assume x on this side. Your calculation will become little more easier. Always understand, wherever the time is higher, assume x on that side. It is not compulsory, but it will help you to prevent doing more calculation as against lesser number of calculations. So let's move on to the next question, question number 17. Question number 17. The simple interest on a certain sum of money at 10% per annum is 6,000 in 2 years. So again we are talking about simple interest on certain sum of money. Alright, so they say that the simple interest on a certain sum of money at 10% is 6,000. Simple interest is 6,000. Rate 10%. Time 2 years. My dear friend, simple interest equals to P into T into R upon 100. How much is simple interest? 6,000. Principal not known. Time 2 years. Rate 10% upon 100. 0 cancel 0. 6000 multiplied by 10 equals to 2p. Therefore, P 60,000 upon 2 would be rupees 30,000. Yes, sir. What is the further next question that they are asking in the same sub question? Find the sum. The sum is 30,000. Find the amount due at the end of 3 years and at the same rate but compounded annually. So your question is, principal becomes 30,000, same rate, so rate becomes 10%, time becomes 3 years, and you have to find the amount. Sorry, I am not doing this question. You can do this question by substituting the following values in the equation. This was question number 17, and we are moving to the last question of this exercise, question number 18. Find the difference between the compound interest and the simple interest on rupees 8,000. What about the time? 2 years. And what about the rate of interest? Sir, 5%. It is so simple. Simple interest is P into T into R upon 100. So P time T R upon 100. 0, 0, 0, 0. 80 into 10. Rupees 800. Absolutely right. What about compound interest? Say compound interest, we have a direct formula. No, compound interest is P 1 plus R upon 100 raised to N minus 1. What is the value of P? So 8,000. What about 1 plus R? 1 plus 5 upon 100 raised to 2 minus 1. So 8,000. 1s are and 20s are 20 plus 1, 21 upon 20, the whole square minus 1. Can we do it any further? Yes, sir. How? So 21 square would be 441 upon 400 minus 1. Then next one. So 8,000. This would be LCM. 441 minus 400 upon 400. So how much will be your compound interest? So compound interest would be 8,000 multiplied by 41 upon 400. So it will be 0, 0, 0, 0. 4 1s are, 4 2s are. So the compound interest is going to be 820 rupees. What is the question asked? What is the difference between simple interest and compound interest? So how much is the simple interest? 800. How much is compound interest? 820. So difference will be equal to CI minus SI. That would be 820 minus 800. That is rupees 20. Wow, it was wonderful. Simple interest, compound interest, both are associated and one must know both at any point of time. We will explore the next exercise, which will be more interesting than the exercise that we have done so far. Until then, make sure that you have revised every aspect of this chapter to make you more and more stronger. Till then, goodbye and thank you for watching the video.